you're finally here. The one I've been hearing so much about. I'm Ularu Chen, head of operations here at Ryujin. So tell me, what do you think of your new job so far?
Incredibly easy. Security, this seems right up my alley. It's a job. It's my dream job. I love it. I prefer more legitimate work. What does operations entail? What does operations entail?
Simply put, our goal is to ensure the success of this company and keep things running smoothly. We supply our various departments with whatever resources they need in order to meet expectations to achieve this. It's much easier said than done, believe me.
Okay. The job seems right up my alley.
In that case, it sounds like our initial impression of you is turning out to be quite accurate. Now, my dear Jeannie here says you've been through the basics of what we do and pulled off success every time.
5 successful standard assignments and 1 specialized.
And on top of all that, a flawless record. It's no wonder they love you up here. I happen to have a personal assignment that I'd like to send you on. One that involves meeting up with an outside contact. Jeannie seems to think you're more than capable of handling it.
He's the best operative I've ever hired.
Let's not forget the only operative you've ever hired.
Ouch.
Meeting with outside contacts isn't always as straightforward as your past assignments. Some can be fickle or demanding, so you'll need to decide how to handle them and what decisions to make on the fly.
Understood, I'll get it done. I've dealt with all sorts of people. I know how to get my way. We trust people outside the company?
I'd use the word trust loosely. We maintain a relationship of sorts. Those who come through get paid, and those who don't, well, they won't live to regret it.
Okay, I'll get it done.
Good, because if not, I can't imagine we have much use for you here at Ryujin. Your contact is Simon Rychek. He claims to have information on a new project that Infinity Ltd is working on. He said it's a game changer that Ryujin would be especially interested in, so his asking price is the big thing to consider. Finance will reimburse up to 1,000 credits, so if you have negotiation skills, use them.
If it's important, I'll get the information. He's not getting any of my credits. How does the reimbursement work? Anything specific I need to know about Simon?
Simon's been working with us for years, so he'll pose no threat to you. He's paranoid, which is why I assume he's never been caught. But his information is typically worth it. Now, in order to confirm your identity, Simon prefers code phrases. I'll let Jeannie give you the details on this one because the concept is just beneath me.
Simon is into sports, so he enjoys any opportunity to talk about them. At some point, he'll casually say, "Looks like the Galactic Raiders are the #1 pick for the Universal Championship this year." You get to respond with, "Razor Derby is the only real sport." Got it?
Oh my god, you corporate types never cease to amuse me. Now I feel like I'm trapped in some kind of spy thriller B movie.
What's Razor Derby? Who are the Galactic Raiders? I can ask, but she's gonna be like, it doesn't matter, it's a code phrase.
According to Simon Rychek, it's the only real sport in the galaxy. But if you want a lesson in sports, just ask him. Movies are more my thing when it comes to entertainment.
Okay, and the Galactic Raiders?
They're a batball team that sucks. They have about as much chance of winning the Universal Championship as Aurora does of going legal outside of Neon. Simon despises batball though, which is why he crafted that response you give in return.
Okay. Got it, I'm ready.
You'll find him in Sidonia, so I hope your ship's fueled. Just look for him above the Lux condos in the plaza.
You spoke very highly of this one, Jeannie. Let's hope he doesn't make a liar out of you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to take care of.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Am I allowed to use your computer? Because I'm going to. Hack Master Lock. No. Not while she's standing there. That seems like a bad idea.
Keep out of my way, and I'll keep out of yours.
Anything else to say?
That wasn't too bad for your introduction. What do you think of Ularu?
Seems nice enough. She seems a little full of herself, if you ask me. I'm glad I get to deal with you and not her. Too soon to tell. I'd rather not get into that. The diplomatic answer of not going to say yes or no, positive or negative, seems the right choice. It's too soon to tell.
Good call. Let me know if you have any questions regarding your assignment. And enjoy your time in Sidonia. It's certainly no Neon.
Can you tell me more about Simon Ryjek? Is there anything I should know about Sidonia? So, Genie, is it?
For you? No. Only the lobby tells me that. And it's not up for negotiation.
Is there anything I should know about Sidonia?
Only that it's vastly different than Neon. There's not glitz and glam where Sidonia is concerned. And don't worry about it being in UC territory. Simon's smart, so any physical information he may hand off to you won't set off any alarms. Just make sure your ship is clean before reaching Mars orbit. Remember, Aurora is illegal there, so if you have any on you, it needs to stay here.
What can you tell me about Simon?
I worked with Simon a lot in my time as a field op. He's a perpetually grumpy man, but I think he just likes to keep his distance. Getting close to people isn't a luxury he can afford in his line of work, much like ours.
Okay. Then I will be on my way.
CEO is no joke in the boardroom.
I guess once again I can just teleport directly there. I don't need to go back to my ship. Which is something I need to remember because going back to my ship just takes so long. So we're heading to Mars now to get to Sidonia.
I might complain about landing here, but I have to admit, there is a sort of hidden beauty to the Martian landscape.
Oh yeah, I just remembered. There's supposed to be a way of turning off my helmet when in conversations. Yeah, hide helmet in breathable areas. Do I need to hold it? I have no indication of whether that's toggled on or off. But that way, when I'm in scenes where my character is talking, I won't have my helmet just blocking my face. Which would make sense. Okay, I'm now in a breathable area. Hide helmet in breathable areas. No? Nope, go back to helmets. Click it once. There we go. That's what my character's face looks like. It's been a while.
Always nice to kick back in the broken spear after.
Alright, so we need to find Simon.
Keep a lookout.
And pretend that I still remember what my code phrase is. Up there. Okay. Hey, Simon.
What a dump. You lost? Or just come to ask an out-of-work miner how his day's going?
Feels like you use a friendly conversation. I figured I'd check out the view from here. I'm sure something will open up soon. Miners are always needed in Sidonia. You look like you could use a little friendly conversation.
Only good thing worth talking about these days is sports. Speaking of, looks like the Galactic Raiders are the #1 pick for the Universal Championship this year.
She said that he would eventually bring it up, not first line in the conversation. Razor Derby's the only real sport. Do we really have to do this? No. Razor Derby is the only real sport.
You're damn right it is. I heard they were sending someone new. Nice to see you made it. I have information on a deal being proposed between Infinity Ltd. and Deimos Staryards. It's my belief that your employers would be highly interested in the details. So I'm upping my price. It's steep, yes. But that is why I'm also offering a little side job if you can't pay up.
Well, that's a bit of a steep price for the information. I think you're overreaching.
How much has he asked? 10,000. They're covering for 1,000. So I could just persuade because my persuasion's good, but let's hear about this side job.
Glad you see reason. As you may guess, being an informant is not without its risks. I've heard there's a merc in Saturn's orbit who'd like to cross my name off her list. Malai Liskova. If you take her out and bring me her gun as proof, I'll consider my fee to be waived.
Okay. So we've got a gun for hire who's going after him, and we need to take her out first. Finding people is my specialty. Consider her disposed of. I'm not going to kill someone for you. Fine, if that's what it takes. What can you tell me about Malai Liskova? Why do you want her gun as proof?
Liskova has a sentimental attachment to that gun. Even named it Ember. She'd never just hand it over. It saved her life once or twice. Seems whenever it falls into enemy hands, it has a tendency to backfire or jam. On top of that, she's superstitious, which makes the gun all the more precious to her.
I mean, it sounds like I could use the EM weapons to knock her out and then just take the gun off her and leave her alive. What can you tell me about her?
She's a freelance mercenary, used to work for Inception Technologies. But she likes her independence, so she went into business for herself. She specializes in killing for the right price. So before you get any second thoughts, you should think of it as doing the settled systems a favor.
Sure. Why not? We're working for a shady corporation. Consider it disposed of.
Now wait a moment.
Sarah didn't like it.
Murdering bounty hunters was included with the corporate job description.
Yeah.
You're doing me a tremendous favor. Just know she won't go down easily, so be prepared. Malai's ship is called the Datura, and like I said, you can find her in orbit around Saturn. Just remember to bring the gun back as proof.
I am interested if I can just knock her out and take her gun. I guess I can probably teleport there as well. Saturn. No. I guess we go to Saturn. And then we'll find her ship somewhere thereabouts.
That's bad enough. State your business or I open fire. That's more like it. So, tell me what you're doing here. I'll decide whether or not to strip you for salvage.
I was sent to kill you. I'm here to save your life. Are you looking for a man named Simon? Attack, this is a waste of time. Are you looking for a man named Simon?
I'm looking for a lot of people. And none of them are any business of yours.
Simon sent me to kill you.
Simon's been trying to kill me for years. And failed. Miserably. So, why haven't you opened fire? Talk.
I'm here to discuss an alternative to killing you. I can get Simon to stop hunting you. How do you know him?
If you think I'm answering any questions, think again.
That's fair. I'm here to discuss an alternative to killing you.
To killing me? How about for me killing you? Huh? Don't think I couldn't take you out if I wanted to.
You're level 20. I'm not worried. Simon will stop if he believes you're dead. You give me your gun and this all goes away. Don't you want Simon to leave you alone? What's this grudge about? So she seems to think, and based on the questions we can ask, that Simon is trying to kill her first, and she doesn't seem overly interested in killing him. At least we think that she is not interested in killing him. It's that she wants Simon to stop trying to kill her. Don't you want Simon to leave you alone?
I admit, it'd be nice to be able to relax a bit.
What's this grudge about?
What are you, a therapist? None of your business.
Just trying to get all the information. Simon will stop if he believes you're dead.
Perhaps. But just how do you propose we manage that? Because I intend on staying very much alive.
Simon wants your gun as proof of death. Hand over your gun, and he believes whatever I say. Can you lay low for a while?
I have my ways. Is that part of your plan?
Yes. Simon wants your gun as proof of death.
He wants the very thing that protects my life. Of course he does. He knows I would never... All right. You can have Ember. But you'll have to come aboard to get her. You have my word you won't be harmed, for whatever that's worth.
Okay, but if she does attack me, then I have full rights to attack back. Like, I'm going for the peaceful approach, but if she doesn't play along, that's on her. Don't knock over her stuff. Come on. Whoa. Let's go back on up. Okay.
I'm impressed. Simon managed to find someone with guts to come after me. I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that he wants Ember as proof of this. He knows I'd never part with her.
I'll take her off your hands, hand over the gun. What's the story behind Ember? What's the deal with you and Simon? There has to be more to it.
We were a thing for a while. Until the coward sold me out. I'm sure he regrets it, considering I survived the attempt on my life. And now, I live to blackmail him and make his life a living hell. So if Simon told you I wanted him dead, it's a lie. I want him very much alive. And suffering.
Uh-huh. What's the story behind Ember?
The first time Ember and I met, she was pointed right at me. And then backfired on the gloating bastard who thought he'd won. She saved my life more times than I care to remember. In my line of work, we're always in and out of the fire, if you know what I mean.
I probably wouldn't trust a gun that regularly backfires. I'll take her off your hands.
Oh, will you? You really think I'd let you just waltz onto my ship and I'd hand her over?
That is what you said.
If you knew anything about me, you'd know honesty isn't my strong suit. The only truth here is that I've intended to kill you since the moment you set foot on my ship.
Then I'm gonna have to kill you. If you want to come out of this deal alive, I'd rethink your position. Why even bother accepting my hail and letting me board in the first place?
Your ship, of course. I'd hate to risk damaging something I could easily sell. Plus, this way I can simply climb aboard to see if there's anything of value, rather than have to sift through debris. Any access cards I need, I can just take off your dead body.
Uh-huh. I'd rethink your position.
I'm pretty sure I've already made up my mind.
I only need to get 4 pips. Okay. Just hand over the gun. You'd hate to be running for the rest of your life. I'm happy to settle this the old-fashioned way. Is that gun really worth dying over? Think about it. I've taken it on a lot worse. Are you sure you know how this ends? Again, haven't you heard of me? I'm the guy who dealt with all the terramorphs. Yes, just hand over the gun. You'd hate to be running for the rest of your life.
Suppose you have a point. I already have enough targets on me as it is.
I wouldn't come after someone like you unless I knew I had the upper hand. Oh, already won.
You make a good point. If you manage to find me, you certainly know who I am. And I don't know a thing about you. Okay. Fine. You've compelled me to hold up my end of the deal after all. You get Ember, I'll disappear. Besides, I like to think of this as just a temporary arrangement. She's always found her way back to me before. Why should this time be any different?
You break this deal and you're dead. Just keep up your end of the deal. How do I know I can trust you?
I already gave you Ember, and the truth is, you don't. Something you may want to keep in mind next time you make a deal with a total stranger.
Huh. You break this deal and you're dead.
Spoken like so many others in my life, and look who's still alive. You can determine what that means for yourself. I guess Simon chose wisely. For once. Now get off my ship. I've got an identity to arrange and a vacation to plan.
Alright. Nice and easy, and I didn't have to kill someone. Although I'm wondering if I had killed her, would I get to sell her ship? I mean, I could probably go through and loot it and all that. Probably could do that right now anyway. Yeah, I can just steal stuff. Can't go into our cargo, because I think that's usually the cargo interface. Which is fair, I suppose. It is a tiny ship, though. Alright. Let's get me... Whoa! Seeing inside of myself. Get up to my ship. Oh. Gotta go down a level.
Yes?
And then we go back to Mars. Oh, no, we have to undock first for whatever reason.
We've detached. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Back to Mars. Back to Sidonia. I should also check out Ember, see how good of a gun it is. Not that I suspect I'll be keeping it, but I'm curious. Ember. Damage 84. DPS of only 211. I mean, it's got quite a few good mods. Or mods in general. I don't know if they're good or bad. Decent range, slow fire rate. Nope, I'd rather use mine. It's a better weapon.
If you're going to use the elevator upstairs,
Alright.
Keep a lookout. Notify
Whoa.
us if you see any
Gravity here is a little crazy. Hey, Simon.
Look who survived the devil herself. Well, either that or you decided to pay up.
I've got the gun, now let's see that information. Ember's all yours. I'm surprised you couldn't handle Malai yourself. This information better be worth it. That woman was a real piece of work. Malai said she didn't want you dead. You lied to me. Do I look like I'm going to pay you? Ember's all yours. I'm surprised you couldn't handle Malai yourself.
Things aren't as easy when there's a history to consider. A moment's hesitation or slip in judgment is just a bullet in the brain.
Well, you can rest easy. She's gone now. I think you owe me some information. What are you going to do with Ember?
I haven't given it much thought. The truth is, I never thought I'd see it. The only thing I know for sure is that I'm sure as hell not going to use it.
Ha ha. I think you owe me some information now.
Just allow an old man a moment. It's strange. I always imagined I'd be happy knowing she's gone. Perhaps I've been running so long now that it will just take time for the relief to set in. You know, why don't you keep that gun of hers? I think it's time I left the past behind.
Let's get back to business. Moving on is for the best. Sounds like your loss is my gain. Moving on is for the best. Although she's gonna sneak up on you and murder you at some point. Well, no, she said that she doesn't want him dead. She wants him living and suffering. So you're fine.
Let's hope you're right. Now, back to business. The information I have is on a deal for something called Project Dominion. I'm giving you 2 slates. They contain surveillance and interaction data for Stanley McMillan, the Infinity rep, that I obtained myself. I'm also giving you a 3rd slate because you're going to need to download the files on Project Dominion off his computer yourself.
Okay. Got it, that's all I need. Thank you. I'm sure Ryujin will appreciate it. I have to get the actual information myself. Any idea what Project Dominion is?
Best guess is it has something to do with Infinity getting into the neuroamp business. Stanley McMillan seemed to think Ryujin would be the one company threatened by this news. So their entry must involve something big.
I have to get the information myself?
Getting information is what you people do. I'm just a lowly, yet very well paid informant. Here to point you in the right direction.
Alright. That's all I need.
Nice doing business with you.
Read Stanley McMillan's file and listen to the audio file. Can do both. Stanley McMillan. Threat level none. Scheduled approximate local time 7:30. Leaves Lux Condos for work at Deimos Star Yards. Leaves for lunch at 11. Frequents Jane Goods. At 1:30 returns to work. Remains at office until day is over. At 5 o'clock leaves work for the Broken Spear. 22:30 returns to Lux Condos. Home. Temporarily Lux Condos A10. Ship none. Dropped off by Infinity Ltd chauffeur. So that's a schedule so I know where he is at different times. Probably because I need to get into one of those locations while he's not there. Audio file.
What the hell are you doing in this dump of a city anyway? You draw the short stick at work or what? Infinity sent me to get Deimos to bite on a deal. Who's even got a catchy code name? Project Dominion. Sounds like world domination to me, buddy. I'd buy into that in a heartbeat. Right? I'm telling you, this Project Dominion is the real deal. We ought to be selling this to Inception or Quantum. Hell, you should be in the Astro Lounge making Ryujin Industries beg for that tech. Ha! That'd be the greatest irony of them all, but not this baby. Dominion is finally gonna put Infinity first. We'll beat Ryujin at their own game.
Okay. So, retrieve the files on Project Dominion. I need to get my hands on Project Dominion. I have to find a way to access Stanley McMillan's computers in the Deimos Star Yards corporate office and download the files to untraceable storage. So we're trying to get to his computer at the Star Yards. If we go back to... It's no longer listed as new. Oh no, what was that file called? I have too many files. Let me go back to my quest log. It'll tell me. Stanley McMillan's file. Stanley McMillan's file. It's not listed as Stanley McMillan's file. Grrr. Am I just missing it? Because I want to see what his schedule was. File, Stanley McMillan. There it is. So he works at the Star Yard from 7:30 to 11, and then 1 to 5. So I can't go during those times. Probably at night would be the simplest option. Is that here on... Yes, on Sidonia. I wasn't sure if the Star Yard was in orbit somewhere, but it's showing 50 some odd movement units. I don't know if those are yards, feet, meters, what.
Did you know Deimos makes the majority of the ships for the UC Navy? If you ask me, that's a hell of a lucrative contract.
I mean, is this it? What time is it? 1:30. Local time. What time does he get back? Not that it matters. If he's not sitting here, I assume I can just grab it. 1:30 is when he gets back. Just gonna try and grab it real quick. Since I happened to catch it while I wasn't here. So that one, and then this one should be good for those. You and you. Ooh, I picked my 30 luck, so now I can upgrade that perk. Let's see. Star Yard presentation. Deimos representatives. Chief Executive Officer is Mason Stedman. Sell concept of the guaranteed deal. Reviving the Deimos name. Senior VP, Norm Morwitz. Must be on board. Stedman's most trusted advisor. Sell on job security and control. Jamal Gershon. Sell on advantage over competition. And Chief Security, London Fjord. Sell on reducing risk. Stress shielding components in the works only if brought up. Let's download Project Dominion using a digipick somehow. There and here would get those. And then for here, you and you. Loading presentation. Error. Failed to run. Cannot open file. Requires additional decryption. Download the files. Warning, files are encrypted. Additional decryption software will be required to run. Download the complete file saved to external device. Alright, let's go back. Meetings. Today, talking points for Deimos presentation, 3 to 5. Wear your desk for teleconference. Guest, Nina Hart, Lucas Drexler, status accepted. Sure. Inbox. Ooh, you've got a bunch of things. Nina Hart, be prepared. Hey Stanley, just checking up to make sure you've properly prepared for this meeting. Lucas expects you to be prepared, so be sure to at least be familiar with the reps that are coming. Don't expect me to cover for you this time. Nina. Greetings. Several of our servers will be briefly coming down for maintenance. Some remote users may experience an interruption in connectivity service with Infinity Ltd servers. The maintenance and reboot should be brief. Maintenance window 3 to 3:15 a.m. Please direct any questions or concerns to the IT department via our ticket system. Your trip. Hi Stanley, below is the itinerary for your upcoming trip to Sidonia. Please remember to log all receipts for reimbursement upon return. Transportation. Luxury. Trident luxury line. Accommodations, blah blah blah. 7 days. Armin Spalding, congrats. Congrats on the deal, Stan. Told you things would be looking up. This is your chance to get back on track. Drinks tonight, I'm buying. And Nina Hart, Quantum Synergies. Good afternoon. As you know, our deal with Quantum Synergies has fallen through. That makes our focus on selling Project Dominion even more important. We have our first meeting with Deimos Star Yards just around the corner. Stanley McMillan has been chosen to head this up. This is our #1 priority, so any requests coming through from either Stanley or myself in regards to this deal should be considered critical. We expect your full support. Okay.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Of course I do. That, I assume, could have been more complicated, but instead turned out to be incredibly easy because he was already not at his desk. We just happened to catch him right at the end of his lunch. And this job would have been even easier if I had just persuaded the original contact, so I didn't even have to go get Ember. Out of curiosity, can I look at what I just grabbed? My assumption is no, it said it needed to be encrypted. Or de-encrypted, rather. It is encrypted. And correct, I can't look at it. So we just have to hand it off, and they will hopefully tell us what this Project Dominion is.